Hi, this is Peter and Ashley. Peter and Ashley, is it okay if we show this video to other people, like on our Facebook page and website and anybody else? Okay. Well, Peter and Ashley just finished, are going through our brain program today, and we were talking about some of the successes that they have experienced. So I wanted to get your experience. What were the things that you were seeking help for initially when you came in first? Go ahead and tell us about that.
One of the primary things for me was sleep. I worked graveyard shift for the last 7 years, so I typically would only sleep 4 hours a night at the most. A lot of it was difficulty actually shutting down to go to sleep and being able to fall asleep. And if I slept, it was not restful. And because of that, I had a lot of irritability.
Sure.
Which she noticed more than most people. But besides that, that was the main reason I came in, was mostly just inability to sleep anymore because of such a change. And then pretty quickly,
what about your feet?
I'd gone on a hiking trip for 5 days, and it had snowed on us unexpectedly, and I'd gotten athlete's foot for a year solid. I tried everything, and it did go away eventually, but I'd still have phantom pain that would come back in my feet. And right away after the first treatment, that actually went away.
Awesome.
And I kind of just waited to see if that was what
Is
actually
it really
did that.
happening?
Well, the strange thing was there was no trigger. The pain would just come back for no reason and last for a few hours and then go away. So that went away pretty quickly. And then after
So that's been how many weeks?
5 weeks.
5 weeks?
Yeah, 5 weeks without any of the foot pain,
Mm-hmm.
which wasn't anything I would have thought would have
Right.
contributed or gone away.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really helped with, I'm not someone that suffers from anxiety, but with everything going on and then lack of sleep, and then I had a slight spell of hypoxia that really caused anxiety for the first time in my life. And it's just been a lot calmer, been able to think a lot more clearly, and it's actually really, really helped with just overall how I feel.
Happiness factor?
Yeah.
That's what I call it too. My happiness factor, my joy factor. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. It's really been a pleasure of mine to meet you and your kids. And
yeah, actually, one thing I'd have to say, your staff is amazing. I've
thank you.
known a lot of different people and met a lot of people, and your staff is phenomenal.
We hire good people and then train them to do what we do. And thank you. That means a lot to me because I feel the same way. I have a great team, and we just really care about helping people.
Yeah, really blown away with the staff.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that a lot. Well, Ashley made Peter go first. I ratted you out. Sorry, Ashley. Well, Ashley, what were some of the things you were experiencing that you wanted to come in here as a couple and get your brains fixed?
Well, I was having pretty good insomnia with Peter. I had suffered from neurological Lyme for a few years, and also,
It's like 15 years.
no, I don't know how long.
15 years, wow. That's a few.
Yeah.
And then a
Times
pretty
something.
good concussion and some pretty good bonks to the head over the years too. So we just thought it was probably a good idea.
Yeah.
I still had a lot of fatigue and hormonal disruptions from the residual Lyme, even after it went into remission. And so any gains would be good.
Well, you mentioned something about what you accomplished just recently, and you said that's pretty unusual for me. What was that?
This week, I think maybe a day after my second to last of 10 treatments, I decided to build a chicken coop.
That's awesome.
And I never build things like that.
You mentioned that it's his job, right?
Yeah,
So
I dream it and he builds it.
You
but
just took it on yourself. I'm going to build that chicken coop.
yeah, it looks good.
That's awesome. It's like a 5-star chicken coop.
It's fancy.
Nice.
Is it? That's awesome. And then, what about mood and things?
Actually, I
talking
feel
about
like
that.
my mood's been really upbeat.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
He said
really-
nodding his head. That's you
It's
gotta.
been better.
Yeah, I don't know that I've ever like been depressed depressed or anything like that, but I just feel pretty light.
And you don't notice that till it changes,
Yeah.
because that's just how I am. It's one of the things I noticed when I started doing this is that the happiness factor. Yeah, you do what you need to do to get by, but sometimes you fake it. But then when it becomes sincere, it's a shift, and you notice it.
Yeah, it's subtle, but it's very different. And then just mental focus is really good. Sleep is improving.
Yeah, focus has been a lot better.
Yeah.
That's a big deal in accomplishing things too, and having the motivation to do it.
Yeah.
It's one of the things, the big benefits of doing the neurofeedback is increasing motivation.
And the fatigue's like, it's gone.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
It's a big deal in energy. We have thoroughly enjoyed getting to know you and your family. They have 3 boys that are just stellar individuals, and I just want to acknowledge you for that, being good parents. It's very recognizable. They're so well behaved. So, kudos to you. But families who do neurofeedback stay together. So it's been our pleasure. Thank you so much for sharing with us too.
Yeah, thank you.